Hello everyone. Today we are going to speak about word formation. How many ways exist to change a word? As you see from this table, there are a lot of them, and most of them are connected with adding a prefix or a suffix to a word. Let's start with prefixes. We use the following prefixes to form the opposite or negative of words like this: legal, illegal, perfect, imperfect, regular, irregular, dependent, independent, lock, unlock, believe, disbelieve, behave, misbehave. Notice that we use il with many adjectives that begin with l. We use im with many adjectives that begin with m or p. We use ir with many adjectives that begin with r. Complete the second sentence so that it has a similar meaning to the first, using the correct form of the word given. Please take your exercise book and your pen to write down the new word. So try to be faster than the announcer. Ready? Here we go. That man was very rude. That man was very impolite. I'm afraid I don't have the same opinion as you. I'm afraid I disagree with you. My jacket is too tight, so I must open the buttons. My jacket is too tight, so I must unfasten it. Your argument does not make sense. Your argument is illogical. I really hate driving in the city. I really dislike driving in the city. Your comments were not connected to the subject. Your comments were irrelevant to the subject. I think that what you are doing is wrong. I disapprove of what you are doing. Your parents were shocked when you left. Your parents were shocked by your disappearance. Let's parse to suffixes. We can form many nouns by adding these suffixes to all or part of an adjective. There may also be some other spelling changes. For example, cruel, cruelty, stupid, stupidity, curious, curiosity, probable, probability, brave, bravery, private, privacy, fluent, fluency, envious, envy. Note that some nouns are irregular. For example, poor, poverty. Complete the table below with the appropriate noun. See the example: generous, generosity. Now make up a noun from the adjective honest. Honesty. Creative. Creativity. Necessary. Necessity. Able. Ability. Scarce. Scarcity. Invisible. Invisibility. Possible. Possibility. Probable. Probability. Now let us make up adjectives, adding suffixes. Please follow this advice. I'm happy to have a reliable friend. What a creative idea. I'm good at history, but hopeless at maths. A man was sitting in a comfortable armchair. Unfortunately, all our efforts are useless. Have you got any logical arguments? I've recently read a remarkable book. I don't find your project attractive. He lived a hard and adventurous life. The news isn't very cheerful, I'm afraid. These t-shirts are sold in different colors. I'm sure he is a talented musician. This river is dangerous for swimmers. I live in the central part of the town. She has a wonderfully expressive face. I need some really practical advice. Nick is a very ambitious actor. Let's buy this book. It's so colorful. He's a serious and confident person. Your new dress is really beautiful. You've made several careless mistakes in the test. My father is a highly intelligent man. What healthy habits do you know? The Battle of Hastings was a great historic event. I was so excited to see her. I don't like rainy weather. A politician should be flexible. The performance was fantastic. The new film was so boring. Your hair is long and reddish. I find her loyalty rather touching. I'd like to have an athletic figure. Let's take a walking tour of London. You should be more tolerant of his habits. They seem to be experienced workers. Thank you for a pleasant evening. Look at the elegant beauty of a snowflake. It was a horrible situation. Don't be so foolish. It was sensible of you to lock the door. The cake is very tasty. Don't you think she's a bit snobbish? Oh, there were so many adjectives to make. Let's pass to adverbs now. Most adverbs are formed from adjectives with the help of the suffix ly. For example, nice, nicely. Some adverbs, such as hard, late, wide, have two forms depending on the meaning. Don't work too hard, which means too much. I can hardly hear you, which means I can only hear you with difficulty. Don't be late, which means unpunctual. Tom hasn't been in the office lately, which means recently. Open the door wide, please, which means the greatest distance possible. My brother travels widely in his job to a lot of places. Fill in the gaps in the sentences with an appropriate adverb. Late, lately, hard, hardly, wide, widely. I have been studying really hard recently. My sister has been working abroad lately. The dentist told me to open my mouth wide. I've been so busy, I've hardly had time to think. We mustn't be late for college. I have traveled widely since I took this job. Here is a piece of advice for you. When you record vocabulary, make a table with word families. For example, the verb succeed changes to the noun success, the adjectives successful, unsuccessful, the adverbs successfully, unsuccessfully. The verb invent changes to nouns invention, inventor, the adjectives inventive, uninventive, the adverbs inventively, uninventively. The verb create changes to the nouns creation, creator, creativity, creature, the adjectives creative, uncreative, the adverbs creatively, uncreatively. And here are the word formation tips for you. Look at the word you have to change. Which words do you know that are in the same word family? The beginning of the word is often the same, and the end of the word changes. What form is the new word? A verb, a noun, an adjective, an adverb? If you don't know the new word, guess. You may be right. Check your answers carefully when you finish. So here is the task for you. Do the exercises on word formation suggested in the presentation below. Do exercise 5 on page 104 and exercise 4 on page 105 in your student's book. Do these exercises in writing. Send the answers to your teachers. Exercise 1. Exercise 2 with the same task. Fill in the gaps with the proper lexical and grammar form of the words in brackets. And exercise 3. Fill in the correct prefix. Thank you for your attention.